Okay guys, in this video I'm going to show you how you can do some text-based designs that you can put on mugs. I'm going to be using the PSD that I made to do my mug mock-up PSDs, but I'll show you the other way of doing it if you haven't watched that video or got yourself a PSD like that. If you want to see the other video of how to make this PSD, I'll put the link in the description at the bottom. And it's just a better way because it actually puts it on the mug and makes the mock-up at the same time. But if you've got another source of mock-ups or something like that, another way of doing your mock-ups, that's fine. You can just make yourself a canvas and do these designs on a canvas. It's virtually exactly the same. So I'll show you both ways. So first of all, we're going to be doing text-based designs. Nice and simple, nice and easy. Anyone can do it. You can get loads of listings up in your store, and then if one of them takes off, then you can go to a graphic designer. You can get them to redesign you maybe 10 versions with graphics and stuff like that, and then you can list those and hopefully hone in on some real winners. So first of all, if you're not using a PSD like the one I made or showed you how to make, all you need to do, and you can do this in Canva or anything like that, I'm going to be using 2800 by 3200 and resolution of 300 there. Just make sure you got that on pixels if you're in Photoshop, and then hit create. Okay, so essentially you could use any editing software, Canva, GIMP, Corel Draw, you know, whatever you're used to and familiar to, you can use that. It's just I'm very comfortable with Photoshop. So I made that canvas. I'm going to click the padlock icon on there and unlock that. I'm going to leave a white background on just because it's easier to see. In fact, I'm not going to use this canvas anyway, but I'll have a white background in mind just so it's easier to see when we're actually doing these. So I'm actually going to get rid of that, and then what I'm going to do is double click on my smart layer there, and it brings up basically exactly the same thing. It's the same size, it's just a canvas area. I'm going to get rid of that design that's in there, and I'm going to add a layer, which is I'm going to go to layer, new fill layer, solid color, hit OK, choose white, hit OK. Okay, so now I've got my canvas, which was exactly the same as I showed you before. It's just when I click close here, it's going to put it on the mock-up for me, so it's going to speed it up a little bit more for me. So all you need to do is go to Etsy or anywhere you want, and type in funny mug sayings or funny sayings mugs. See what comes up with this one. Okay, so I mean there's a lot of them on here, millions, perhaps not millions. There we go. Here's one. The other. Two available, and it's more than 20 people's baskets. Ideal. Definitely looks like this one's got some legs. Dead simple design. So let's go ahead and do this one. So I'm going to select my text tool in Photoshop, and I'm going to start typing. I just put my cursor onto there. I've already forgotten the words. To-do list. Okay, so this isn't the best font. So first of all, I'm just going to get a slightly better font. I'm going to use something more. Let's just try the old Anton because it's quite a to-do list, and then those colon-y things. So I'm going to highlight all that. I'm going to change the color of it. So if you're going to be doing text-based mugs, you're pretty much going to be in black all the time. Then what I'm going to do is use the move tool here, although I don't think it actually needs to be centered. Let's just have a quick squeeze at those. Yes, it does. Wake up, drink coffee, poop, be awesome. So what I like to do, you want to mix up your fonts a little. I've done a ton of designs before, and I've done it all just straight one, just the font. You don't get much traction like that. You've got to give it a little bit of life, like so. Change up the fonts, change up the sizes. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Just make it look a little bit more interesting. Maybe some mugs will work where it's just one straight font, but if you can, try and give it a little bit of life. So let's go one. What was one? Wake up. Yes, drink coffee, poop, be awesome. Right, so let's change up this font. And let's go with this one. One, wake up, 2, drink coffee. Not drink. Okay, now what I'm going to do is highlight all this text. I'm going to left justify it. So depending on what you're doing, which design you're doing, when you highlight all your text, you see up here you've got these icons. So you can left or right justify it or center it, depending on what you're doing. Okay, so I'm going to left justify it. Drink coffee. 3, poop. 4, be awesome. Okay. Oops, wrong one. Now this is, so you want to fill this canvas up, and that is full. I'm going to bring this. I'm going to select my move tool. I'm going to bring this over as well, so it's over here, and I'm probably going to change this font up because it's not quite. It's a little bit. See if they got a no. And I'm going to show you how to get fonts as well. I want something with a little bit of impact, but also not too thick. That will do for now. Okay. Oops. Get rid of that layer there. To do this, wake up, drink coffee. So what I would do at this point is turn off the white background, because we want to save this as our actual design. So if we get any orders, we've got the artwork for it. So I'm going to go File, Save As, save it as a PNG, save it on my desktop. I'll just go Test Design. Now you would name it something that where you could come back and find it. So this might be Wake Up, Drink Coffee, or whatever you want to call it. The other thing you can do, just while that's saving, we're in this smart layer here. As you do your designs, you know, you might have 2, 3, 4 different text layers depending on how you break them up. But what we can do is highlight both of those layers by pressing highlight the top one, then hold down Shift and highlight the bottom one. So if you've got multiple, it will highlight them all. Come down to the very bottom here and hit the folder icon, and then it'll group it. So if you've got lots, it'll just group it in order, so the next one would be group 2, but you can double click the words and you can name it. So this would be maybe to-do list, or you could even number it. So you could have it as design number 1, just so you can reference it, and then when you save it here, you would perhaps call it design 1 to-do list. So if you come back into Photoshop and you need to get this again, then you know it's number 1, number 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Okay, so you can do that, totally optional. If I hit close now on this tab, it's going to put it right on the mug for me. So I'm actually designing it within this PSD. So if you haven't seen my other video, remember to check out the other video of how I made this PSD. A lot of mock-up PSDs work like this. They have a smart layer where you double click and add the artwork. So instead of double clicking and adding the artwork, we're double clicking and actually designing the artwork, and then it puts it on there on the actual mug. Then we can go File, Save As, or Export, and we can save this as a JPEG because we're going to be uploading this as an actual mock-up on our store. So let's have a crack at one more. So when you put these in folders as well, by the way, you can switch them off like that. So these will just start stacking up in here. When you close it, you don't see it. Okay, so within this little smart object here, when we go inside that, we could have all our designs stacked up inside. And then if we need to come back, and now do make sure that you save the PNG because you'll need the artwork. I've done it myself. I've lost the PNG. Then I can't remember what font I used or anything like that, and then I'm completely lost and I have to somehow try and redesign it, and it takes ages, so it's a real pain. So be sure to save that PNG because it's most annoying when you lose it. So let's have a look. Let's have a look on this shop. See, these guys bound to have a load more. Oh look, this is clearly a good seller, I would say. He's actually got it on his he's actually got it on his header, which some of these are really quite like some of these designs. Wake up, poop, take a shower. Wake up and poop seems to be a good saying. Ruby. I quite like some of the designs on here. See here, look, 8 people, 20 people. Ooh, nautical. He's on the old glass cutting boards there. Tits up. Right. Alright, back to Etsy before I get lost looking at this person's store. Stay on track. I just want to pick one more which is slightly different and see if we can do another one. Hopefully, especially if we can find another one that's looking popular. This one does. Now you could add some clip art as well. I'm not going to do this one now, that's going to take a little bit more time. Let's just try this one. This one will be easy to do, although it's not a bestseller or it's not in loads of people's carts. Hold on, let me overthink this in a different font there. Okay, so let's just redo this mug. Text tools on. Hold on. Full stop or period, as we say in America. Hold on. Let me, and then we want overthink, and then this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go space, return, let me overthink this. Do we have a period? Yes, we do, and they've got it all in caps. Let me hold on. Let me overthink this. Okay, so let's change up this font, highlight it all, and hopefully I'm not going to forget to show you about fonts. Okay, so something you might want to do is increase the size of the text. So to do that, you would just highlight all the text, hover over these two T's up here, and drag left, or you can drag left or right to increase or decrease it. You can move this up a bit. Now when you move text around, if we put our cursor in and then we move our cursor away, you see it turns to a crosshair there. You can grab and move it around there, but think of that as just short term. Okay, if you want to actually position it, if we come over here and select the text tool, then we move it around, you see we get these pink guidelines. So now I can get it smack in the middle there like that. Okay, so now we just need it to say overthink. So I'm going to get a new text layer over here. Let's pull this in, short term. Oops. Overthink. So this was in some kind of handwriting, squiggly writing. So let's get this. There we go. Perfect. Okay. A little bit bold as well. Alright, it's a bit bold, yeah. And it's on a bit of a skew, so I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to go edit. Free transform. Skew this up here like this. Spread it out a little. Press return or enter. So that. So what I'm going to do is hit close up here, hit save, and there it is on my mug. So you can just sit here all day long, or however long you want to spend, and you can crank out tons and tons of text-based funny mugs and fill your store up to your heart's content with dead easy, dead simple mugs that anybody can do. So I did forget to tell you about the fonts. So if you're looking for fonts, just one last little thing, we can go to Google Fonts, we can go to Da Font, we can go to Font Squirrel. Okay, these are 3 places that I always use for fonts, and of course Google Fonts is completely trusted, but Da Font and Font Squirrel, I do trust these guys. I've used them for years and downloaded tons and tons of fonts. There's loads of dodgy places to get fonts from if you're just searching for a certain font. There's loads of shady websites that I don't like downloading from, but Font Squirrel, Da Font, and Google Fonts, you can get, you know, if there's enough fonts there to last you a lifetime. So that's where I'd go and get fonts from if you need extra fonts. Okay, thanks guys, and I'll catch you later. Bye for now.